Welcome back, crypto family. This is XRP before $10,000, 10th Life Edition. We're on episode 33. Today is 7/12/2025. As you know, we missed a couple days, but I had a lot going on. I had to really manifest and harness my energy and just get right because I had court coming up, which was today, So I had court coming up and I had a job interview today, my second interview for the second job I was trying to get. And honestly, today was great. Today was really great. Alright. So yeah, today was great, family. Amazing. So today with court, basically me, I have court for two different things. I got court for this girl that's trying to murder me, and then I have court for basically I broke some glass at a riot in 2019 when I was younger. It was kind of a in the moment thing. Someone broke something in front of me and gave me a skateboard and I broke it as well. It was really dumb. I was young, I've learned my lesson. But yeah, I got all my community service done, out the way, my fees and things like that. So I'm off the hook. I was actually facing a felony. I didn't have a felony on my record, but I was facing one if I didn't get it finished, and I got it finished. So I just dodged a felony, family, which is crazy. Especially for breaking some glass, like that's crazy insane. But that's my life, so I took it serious. But yeah, so I won in court today, my second interview today. I think it went amazing. I think I exceeded their expectations, So that went pretty well. And then oh my gosh, XRP went crazy today. Crazy. What is it at right now? Hold up. It went up to $2.97 today. 7/12/2025. I made a good easy like $500 or something like that. I don't even know. I made more than $500, I'm pretty sure. But I made a good amount of money overnight. So the money, the job, in court, all went perfectly aligned as God told me it would. Everything's gonna work in my favor. This next thing I have coming up in court is in August against this girl that tried to murder me, etc. God says her warrant's gonna go out soon. Well, the cop said that, but God actually said it as well. Her warrant's gonna go out soon, and I'm gonna get my justice on that, And I don't know if you guys remember, but I told you about things that God told me, and one thing that God told me was my divine partner was gonna come back into my life right before XRP blew up. Right before XRP blew up. So I don't know, family, just stay in touch with me. We're gonna be, doing this every night, or trying to. Like, I say every night, but I really try to. It's just things come up, and now that I got past court and all that went how I wanted it to go, my mind's free. But God told me that my divine partner is gonna come in right before I come into this abundance. This abundance is XRP, so who knows if she decides to come into my life between today, the 12th, and the 14th. I guess by tomorrow, I'm gonna let you guys know, because like I say, I'm highly favored by God and I'm a direct source. So if she comes in my life again, with an apology, etc., or something, I don't know. That means XRP is gonna take off, and I'm gonna let y'all know. Because what God said. He said that had to happen first, and then the abundance is going to happen, but it's all going to happen simultaneously. And the 14th is when ISO turns up, and God has been telling me that this is probably going to happen very soon, sooner than later. So if we get that, family, we're all going to be so blessed. All so blessed. But anyways, enough with that. Let's get into our book, because I actually have been wanting to read to you guys. Because who knows, we could be closing in on the last days before this blows up. and I'm still trying to get you guys right with The Mastery of Self by Don Miguel Ruiz. We are reading chapter, chapter 5? Chapter 5, Spotting the Triggers and Maneuvering the Traps. We're gonna finish this chapter tonight, and then we're gonna be done and do our prayer. For some reason, if it cuts off, I don't think it will. I really don't think it will, but you guys know the drill. We'll just do it tomorrow. All right, let's go into it. Modern triggers. The modern world presents some interesting new ways to trigger emotional reactions. Let's go ahead and break the crystal out, because it's always setting my vibe, you know. I have ADHD, so, or who do you want to do it like this? The modern world presents some interesting new ways to trigger emotional reactions. I imagine that most of you reading this are familiar with social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, etc., as well as text messaging. Ooh, is that a freaking spider? Bro, these baby spiders are crazy. Anyways, social media and text messaging have connected us in ways that we have never seen before in the dream of the planet. While social media can help us stay in touch with those we have a bond with, it has also become fertile ground for emotional reactions to digital conversations. And consequently, social media sites sometimes seem more like an emotional minefield than an electronic playground. And that's true. The good news is that this technology gives you another valuable tool for self-exploration, as you can notice the assumptions that you make about others. In other words, since you can't see the facial expressions or the body language of someone who they post something, In other words, since you can't see the facial expressions or the body language of someone when they post something on social media or send a text message, your mind's first reaction is to often make an assumption of their meaning through your projection of their intention. In this way, you can fill in the blank by projecting an emotion onto a comment, post, or a message that was maybe not intended by the person who wrote it. Social media and text messaging allow you to notice what emotions you project or assume are intended by the other person, and investigate what internal domestications and attachments are at the source of your assumptions. Remember, being a master of self does not mean we are robots without feelings. We're actually the exact opposite. Or that we never take the bait and react emotionally. But when you give away control of your will via an emotional reaction instead of a conscious response, practicing these tools allow you to recover quickly. Acknowledging that you feel anger, jealousy, resentment, sadness, and such allows you to see the truth of how you feel right now. It's good to express yourself, family. If you build it all up, you're just gonna shut yourself down. You have to regulate your emotions in order for your body, mind, heart, soul, and everything to function properly. Took me a while, but numb friend, I'm numb friend. You see the numb on my hands. Like, I've been through the journey. I was dead inside for 9 years, family. I wish there was a me. When I died inside, I wish there was someone like me that like could explain it, because I was really lost. Well, God helped me, you know, but outside of God, I wish there was somebody else too. Acknowledging that you feel anger, jealousy, resentment, sadness, and such allows you to see the truth of how you feel right now. The realization can take just a second or a night's tossing and turning in bed. But the downward spiral ends the moment you surrender to the truth. When you find the true source of your emotion, usually some prior domestication or current attachment, you can use that knowledge as an instrument of transformation. Every time you fall into a trap and react instead of respond, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Once you know this, you can look deeper and find out where the fear comes from. Emotional reactions will always pop up and have power over you until you deal with the unresolved fears that hide underneath. The good news is that once you find out what you are afraid of and release that fear, the situation no longer has power over you. Okay, we're going into resolving conflicts. Resolving conflicts. In the dream of the planet, people will often not act the way you want them to, or the way you think they should. They will not always agree with your ideas or your beliefs. This begs the question, how do you react when others don't behave the way you'd like them to? Me personally, like, people don't act the way I want them to, but I still stay pure, genuine, and on my own path, regardless if they like me or not. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to look back and have regrets. Do you try to impose your will and subjugate them to your point of view? Or are you able to step back and respect their point of view? This exercise will help you find out. To begin, think of a recent conflict you had with another person. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all can do this. This could be something that happened at home, work, school, etc. Any instance where you or someone else had opposing viewpoints. Briefly write down the conflict on a sheet of paper, then answer the following questions. In the conflict, what belief were you trying to subjugate to the other person? This is not an evaluation of whether a belief is right or wrong. The purpose is to become aware of what the belief is. Do you know where this belief came from? Like, do you know why you're saying this? Are you just saying it because other people say it, they believe it, etc., etc.? Like, did you get to the origin of all of this? Is this belief what you want to maintain? There are no right or wrong answers here. It's fine if the belief is true for you, and it's fine if it's not. The point is to know so that you don't continue to fight for a belief you no longer believe in. As this is domestication in action. So it's good to backtrack and try to reevaluate things, even like point of views you had on people from the past. Maybe they changed, or maybe, you know, you were young and the way you thought of this person was kind of like blown up in your mind. You can reevaluate people. If you reevaluate them with an open heart and unconditional love and they're still the same that you thought they were, okay, but give them a chance because they might prove you wrong. How did you treat the other person when they didn't agree with you? Did you respect their point of view, or did you try to coerce them into seeing things your way? Me, when people don't see my point of view, we can agree to disagree, or, you know, I can tell my point of view, they can cuss me out, etc., and then all I can say back is, well, I love you, you know, the truth will come out one day. Have a nice day and God bless you. I wish you the best. That's the best thing for me to do, because for one, I got my point of view across, I stood my ground, and I did it with love. And time will come. It's all about divine timing, you know, all about divine timing. So just let them be in their own way. You know who you are. What do you think the other person's belief is? Can you see another perspective on this? Me, I see other people's perspectives. Doesn't mean they're right. It doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying, I always try to look at the other perspective, because two people can be done wrong and not even know it. Wait. What do you think the other person's belief is? Can you see the other person's perspective on this for the same situation? Can you see how the other person's belief is true for them? Sometimes, yeah. How do you want to act the next time conflict like this arises? Is there a way you can engage with the other person? Be true to yourself and not try to change or subjugate the other person? A master of self, you know avoiding all conflict is impossible. So when conflict arises, your job is to look within, see what is true for you in the moment, and find a way to honor your own beliefs while simultaneously respecting the choices and beliefs of others. Return to this exercise whenever you experience a conflict with another person. And like I just said, you can hear them out, say, hey, okay, I want to hear your point of view. You can disagree, say, I disagree with it, but we can agree to disagree. If they want to be hateful towards you, just say, okay, well, stand your ground, say your point of view and say, hey, the truth will come out with divine timing. Time will tell. I love you. God bless you. Maybe have a blessed day and go on your way. If you're right, the truth is going to come out regardless, family. The truth is going to come out. So it's all about divine timing. You know your truth. You don't have to prove anybody wrong. You don't have to prove anybody. Try to understand where they are coming from. As you listen, keep in mind that they likely have an experience or domestication that colors their worldview. Instead of seeing their view as wrong, try to see where it comes from and understand their attachments. After all, it does not matter if you are right. It doesn't. Listen without planning your reply. Try to hear what the person is saying without thinking of a reply. So hear them out. You don't always have to try to think of a comeback with everything they say. Just hear them out first. If you put your attention on your reply as they are talking, then you are not really listening. By not formulating a response, you are better able to listen. But by not formulating a response, you are better able to listen without your projection getting in the way. So give them their time to speak. If you want your time to speak, they deserve their time to speak, and vice versa. Someone can't come at you trying to have you listen to them, but they don't want to hear you speak. It doesn't work like that. Express your opinion only after the person has finished talking. Don't butt in. And only if they ask. First, let the person know that you value their point of view. Next, identify and summarize any points that you may agree on. Doing so is a sign of respect and lets the other person know that they were heard, and may set the stage for them to show you respect in return. Last, offer your perspective with respect. So you get what you dish out. If you're dishing out hate, you're gonna get hate. If you're dishing out love, then you deserve to receive love. Notice your own attachments. Finally, use this exercise as a way to listen and perceive the world from a different point of view. Whether you agree with it or not, and notice if your own attachments are clouding your view. In other words, could this person be right about any of their points? They possibly can, so you gotta kind of look at it from a outside perspective without your emotions involved. Feel your emotions. Okay, but I'm saying when you're trying to listen to them, you gotta do it without your emotions. But after you kind of come to a sense, you do gotta use your emotions. Notice any negative. Feel your emotions. Notice any negative emotions that come up for you while you are listening. For instance, do you experience fear, anger, sadness? What is the source of these emotions? If these emotions arise for you, finding their origin is where you will find your gift. If you practice this exercise with your family and friends, it will help you engage others with respect and maintain awareness of your emotions as you do so. If family is too much, then practice with your outer circle of friends and work your way toward your inner circle. Not only will this help you foster respect for others, but you will become more aware of the beliefs and attachments that guide your personal dream. You may also become more open to those who are different than you and who share a different worldview, moving toward acceptance of all others without biases or conditions. Controlling your will. And then we got 2 pages and we're done with this chapter. It's real quick. Controlling your will. When an emotional reaction starts inside you, not taking the bait and falling into the trap may require all the willpower you have. And it's possible though. This Toltec exercise is designed to not only strengthen your will, but also calm your mind in the process. Find a chair with a straight back where you can sit with your knees at a 90-degree angle. Choose a safe place where you will not be disturbed and set a timer for 5 minutes. Close your eyes, focus on your breath. Do not move for those 5 minutes, family. Not even to scratch your nose or to shift into a more comfortable position. If you move, restart the timer. Do not give in to temptation to say yes to moving any part of your body. Just hone in on your energy. The point of this exercise is to see how strong your will is by keeping your body still. As you are able to reach that time, increase that time if you would like, working your way up to 15 or even 30 minutes. That's crazy, but you can do it. But before increasing the time, consider adding this element to the exercise. Repeat all the previous steps, but as you sit, imagine yourself alone on a beach with nothing but sand, the water, and the sun. Now it's time to run. Imagine yourself running, feeling the sand, the water, and the cool beach air. As your mind fills with this image, you may find yourself wanting to also move your body. Choose to keep it still without pulling yourself out of your exercise. If you get hooked by a chain of thought that takes you away from the beach, or if you move any part of your body, restart the timer and begin again and again until you can go a full 5 minutes or even 15 minutes continuously. As you will likely find, strengthening your will of your mind is more difficult than the will of your body. And that's true. Both of these exercises can help strengthen your will so you can make a conscious choice in situations where you would previously have reacted emotionally. In the next chapter, we will take a closer look at the choices you make so you can determine if they are a result of your free will or a habit formed by your domestication and attachments. And that's chapter 5, family. We are on chapter 6. So, man, we did it. I'm glad we did it because I've been wanting to. It's just I've been procrastinating because I took a couple days off. And I've been in my mind trying to see what's going on, like talking to God through the collective. So, that's where I've been spending all my time. I put the cookies and cream Swisher pack back in there. We'll try to start... We will start chapter 6 tomorrow. We're gonna keep going on. I want to see what happens on the 14th, family. You never know, but like I said, it's 7/12/2025. As y'all saw, we are going on 25 minutes. We're at 22, so we're gonna do a prayer and we're gonna end for the night. So please bow your heads because you're being prayed by the divine. God, please watch over my crypto family, my divine family, God. You know where our hearts are. And you know we've been needing this abundance. We've been needing this breakthrough. We want to do your work, God, but with the distractions that we have and work and these jobs, we're not able to do what we need to do at our full potential. You know me, God, once I get this abundance, I'm traveling the world to preach about you and speak the truth. No worldly religions, etc. I'm speaking the truth of who you really are, God, and we're going to show the world who you are. And I got people that are watching these YouTube videos that they want to put the work in for you as well. So if you could just bless us, God, you know, put a blanket of protection over us too, God. Man, it would be greatly appreciated. As your own, as the body that you are currently favoring, your divine, chosen one, 144,000, the one that's here to raise consciousness and lead people back to you, God. Please just work your magic for my followers and your followers, God. If they're not deserving, you know they're not deserving, and they're not going to benefit from this, but the ones that are truly deserving, grab them tonight by their shoulders while they're sleeping and heal their hearts. Restructure the nervous system. You did it for me. I know I did that 8-day fast and you restructured my whole nervous system. There's nothing like it. You saved my life, and I want them to benefit from this as well. I want them to go through the same things I went through, because people don't understand the true power of God. And when he's favoring you, there's nothing you can't do. God favors who he wants to favor, and that's what people got to understand. But please, God, just protect us. And if there's anyone that has bad intentions for me, God, you already know what to do. Send the spiritual team and stop them. Because what we have going on right now is not just beneficial to me or my followers. This is beneficial to the world, and this is what we need. I love you, God. Thank you so much. In Jesus' name, thank God. Amen. So that's from the heart, family. I love y'all. We're going to end it there. Good night and peace.